What is going on way over here?
There's another one of those monuments.
Sure, I see it. Find my sprite and follow it until it leads you back to me. Well, there's a beam pointing off in that general direction. Kind of a beam. It's either pointing at the tower or at stuff further in that direction. There's another question mark over here. Ah, it's a terminal. Lift Fraser is perhaps the most mysterious of the first companions. A wanderer and mystic by nature, he would venture far from New Jerusalem on his own, recording his thoughts as he explored harsh and distant lands. These recordings gathered him a group of devoted followers to whom he tried to impart his wisdom. In the troubled time following the founder's disappearance, Lift Fraser and his disciples set out on a journey to reach the opposite end of the world by foot. They've not been heard from since.
There is a pleasure in arriving on this island. The pleasure of being the first to step foot here in hundreds of years. It is a genuine pleasure, and yet it is also banal. My presence here is of no more significance than that of every other animal. These rocks do not care who walks here, and the millennia between the presence of our ancestors and my brief journey are nothing to them. But even putting it this way is wrong. It is not that the rocks do not care. It is that in some sense they do not exist. I may stand in awe of the cliffs on the southern coast, but the cliffs cannot look back at me with contempt. They cannot do anything at all.
Would be weird if they could. Getting over in that direction. It's just a cliff. Cliff and not much else. Tower it is then, I suppose. At least for now. Till I can maybe work out this other stuff. But it might be coming from this direction anyway. Lift Fraser. So 1K found a recording of Lift Fraser, and what an odd recording too. I know he's one of the first companions, but I don't actually know that much else about him. Don't think I've ever seen him around either. Can someone explain? Lift Fraser always had an unusual perspective, even in the very beginning. He travelled a lot, sometimes leaving for years. He built a kind of mobile recharging station, so we didn't need to come back to the city as often, though it was quite risky, as the solar panels had a tendency to break rather quickly. But he had no problem taking risks if he felt they were necessary, and exploration was necessary to him. He would record his thoughts as he explored and then publish them when he returned. Over the centuries, he accumulated a group of admirers, or disciples if you prefer. In the period of crisis surrounding Athena's disappearance, they left the city, headed into the unknown, and we haven't heard from them since. No, not as far as I can tell. Perhaps it's something he decided to shelve, or something he only shared with close friends like Athena. Thank you, that was informative. The stars. Discovered what seems to be another mystery to solve. Stars, clearly inspired by the simulation, which are gained by solving puzzles related to these monuments to Pandora, Prometheus, and the Sphinx. Perhaps these stars are somehow related to what Yakut dubbed the Astronomical Temple. That's a good thought. Some of the puzzles seem disconnected from the rest. They're still functional and can be used to power the bridge device, which means it should be possible to reach the tower without solving every main puzzle, but they don't seem to be properly integrated. Could they be remnants from a previous iteration of the design? What is going on here then? Okay, I can place 3 kinds of shape. That's close, but doesn't quite line up. I can also rotate. That looks better. Rotate it again.
I don't know if this is relevant, but St. Edwald believed that Tetramenos represented the name of God, and God's ability to reshape the world.
True, but he was also mad as a hatter.
One man's madness is another man's genius.
Rotate. Okay, back up. Need the other piece, I think. Maybe like this? Yeah. Like that.
When I was booted up, I was terrible at the Tetromino arrangers.
Those are actually the only ones I was good at. What? I'm just saying.
And tower. Oops. Didn't actually mean to fall down. Just wanted to see what was down there. Turns out, not much. Oh, this looks very important.
Is that some kind of anti-gravity?
I'm not sure. Could be, I guess.
Yes.
In the beginning, the gods shaped humankind out of the clay of the earth and gave them life with their own breath. But who is closer to perfection, the creator or the created? The man who lives on the plains imagines that the gods dwell on the mountaintop. But if he followed the steep road, he would see his shadow in the clouds beneath. When Prometheus saw that humankind was more alike in nature to the gods than to the animals, he stole the secret of fire from Olympus and shared it with the mortals. Was his theft justified? Fire may belong to the child, but the child will still burn itself. Angered by the betrayal of Prometheus, Zeus punished humankind by creating Pandora. He gave her a box, and when she opened it, from inside escaped sorrow and suffering. All that remained within was hope. What does this mean? Those who seek hope should ask themselves why it was imprisoned with the world's evils. Creature of clay, you stand before the fire. Will it make you whole, or will it destroy you? Consider the shadows cast by the flame, but do not mistake them for truth.
Guys, look at my stream. The beam 1K activated is connecting to the pyramid.
That's a big
That looks
laser.
like a massive amount of power.
We need to talk about what just happened. Thoughts?
I'd say there are two distinct issues here. What is the being 1K spoke to, and what is the function of the beam?
Let's start with the Sphinx.
It seems similar to the apparition in New Jerusalem. Presumably the same technology.
What I'd like to know is what we're dealing with, ontologically speaking. Was this a sentient being or some kind of recording?
It responded to what I was saying, so...
That doesn't necessarily mean that it's intelligent.
Indeed not.
Let's assume for a moment that 1K is right, and it is intelligent in some sense. What really matters here is what it was trying to achieve by asking those questions.
I mean, it's the Sphinx. But, this one.
Testing you to what? See if you're worthy?
That's an interesting thought. You solve the puzzles, you get access to the towers, you enable a beam, and if you do it 3 times, you get access to the megastructure.
Maybe, but why?
I don't know. It's a mystery. Don't you like mysteries, Al? Everybody likes a good mystery.
You know what I like? Certainty.
We should be careful.
I don't disagree, but I still think we should proceed.
Yep.
1K, keep solving puzzles. The rest of you, as you were.
Very big laser. Huge laser. Well, there's that. That didn't help me with my star question. How do get star? Let's maybe just run in a straight line this way and see what happens. Basically south. Just a little bit left of south.
I think we're done here for now. Let's head over to the next site.
Yeah, maybe. There's definitely something over here. This looks extremely promising. Following the particles. This is very exciting music for basically just following this thing. Up. Whee! Kaboom. Star guess.
Not all things must be balanced. When good is weighed against evil, tip the scale.
Hey again.
Hey 1K, how can I help you?
I just noticed you wandering around. What do you think the towers are for?
Maybe they're for powering up the megastructure? Or maybe they just open it, like keys. Why? No idea. But aren't they gorgeous? Just incredible feats of engineering?
Yeah, that's certainly very impressive, yes. Big.
I don't know who built this place, but whoever they were, they must have had a purpose. Making something so beautiful feels like a statement of intent.
That's all. That feels to me like that full clears this area. Sky laser. Beam. Even. Let's quickly double check the map. Everything but the golden door. What even was the golden door? Could go and give it another look just to see if it's open. But I also kind of doubt it. Where even is it anyway? I have no idea where I found that thing. The signs will tell me. That way. this way. Hey, Melville.
Did something break?
Nope.
I did. It's interesting. The tech is a bit older, but it's been heavily modified to be more efficient. And it's not the kind of hack job you'd expect either. Whoever did this knew what they were doing. We could probably learn something from them.
I see.
Did you have another question?
Nope. Yeah, it was back over this way. Ah, well. I think that gives me a good idea of what I need to do to open them. It's for triangle puzzles. I need to solve all of the triangle puzzles. Or at least a lot of the triangle puzzles. Nothing else to see here right now, then. And I can just go straight to the next thing. Convenient. Next area. East 2, Wooded Plateau. I think it's the same number of everything. It's the same number of everything. 8 main puzzles. All I can see on the little diagram. I don't need to go backwards and forwards. It's the same amount of stuff. Wooded Plateau, a heavily forested plateau in the mountainous eastern region of the island, supports a large deer population.
Alright, everybody. I'm sure you're all excited to check out the next site. But while you're there, remember that I'm still trying to fix the rest of the transport system. Maybe there's another one of those labs that 1K found. If there is, look for more documentation, please.
Will do. Well, yep, definitely need a bridge across that. No other way around this. Literally everything that way. Well, what happens if I wander off this way? Trees. Into more trees. And, there's the Golden Gate over here. Another Golden Gate over here. Nothing further to say about it. And I'm just going to be blocked off by a cliff now, aren't I? Yep, fine. Fine. Where's this path going? That way to puzzle number 8. Okay. Here's 5. Slap bang right there.
So these monuments represent each of the entities. Pandora, the Sphinx, and Prometheus.
Makes sense, I guess.
For a given value of sense.
2, 4, 7, 8. Well, those seem like puzzle numbers to me. Gotta look for something to do in those particular puzzles, I guess. 2, 4, 7, 8. Maybe I should take a note of that somehow. Triangle. What did this sign say? All the low numbers are this way. There's another one of these. Whatever these are supposed to be. There's a Prometheus spark. Whoever that was. 1 and 2. Right. And this way, presumably. Yep, 1 is right there. Quantum tunneling. Driller. I could just... Can't create a hole to the centre of the Earth. Probably good. I can just create a hole there. Can't fit through the hole, which kind of limits what I can do with it. There's another driller. Can I drill through a hole? Looks like I can. Just to double check, yep, I cannot fit through the hole. Probably not a good idea to try and go through it anyway, really. Seems a tad unsafe. Okay, and I need both of my things over here. So... drill there. Drop you on the other side of the hole. Drill there. Same again. I drill through... okay, I can't drill through everything. Just these specific walls. Makes total sense, otherwise I would just drill myself out of the puzzle pretty easily. And that would be no good. One driller. 2 driller.
I can't help but notice that many of these structures are not strictly functional. There's a sense of aesthetics, of beauty here. This place might be meant to test us somehow, but perhaps there's more to it than that.
Whoa, what's going on up there? There's some connectors way up there. Huh. What's that pointing off to? Somewhere in the distance. Melville has nothing new to say. It's one of the aforementioned deer. As long as it doesn't go running into a puzzle, I don't think it matters too much. What is it that drives historical processes? It's easy to dismiss the idea of the great man, or the great woman for that matter, when clearly so much is determined by resource distribution, pre-existing political structures, and the randomness of the universe itself. But is there no space for the individual in all this? Are there not moments when, in Hegelian fashion, an individual may represent the world spirit itself? Was Napoleon history on a horseback or not? Or is that itself another form of determinism? From Augustus to Napoleon, from Lincoln to Lenin, there are individuals whose actions seem to drive rather than merely be driven by history. They make bold choices, for good or ill, that transform entire societies. Or do they? We like to blame them for their failures, but are they not ultimately just the expression of a historical moment? But if they are, where is the space for human agency? It sometimes seems to me that all of human history has been that one struggle to carve out a space for free choice among the tides of history, and heroes and tyrants, pick and choose examples as you will, are both equally a reflection of that. Our greater goal, then, ought to be to extend that freedom to the maximum number of people, to become captains of our own fate as much as that is possible in this universe. From Hypatia's Journals, Volume 1, Day 14. Olympus and Yima went back to the dam to get more charging equipment. They've not returned yet, which means we're stretched a little thin, since we're still posting guards at all times. But those large herbivores haven't come back yet, and at any rate, Eutheus assures us they're non-aggressive. But it's better not to take chances, not when there's so few of us and so many of them. Athena and Cornelius and Eutheus spend most of their time drawing up plans and arguing, in a friendly manner, but arguing still. The rest of us are managing to tune them out pretty well. It's like a background noise after a while. We've started construction on the first habitat. It's going to be a temporary structure for now, but we'll all be glad to get out of the rain.
So, what are you doing here, Trevor? Why are you trying to save the world? Well, look, I think humanity is awesome. I love humanity. As a species, we're great. I mean, our track record is pretty mixed, but have you seen everyone else? I mean, what did you do today, animal? Oh, I ate some leaves, sniffed my own butt, crapped myself, and went extinct. Or, you know, I tore this other animal limb from limb, sniffed my friend's butt, crapped myself, and went extinct. They really don't do anything interesting. I mean, you don't see animals directing Big Trouble in Little China. Birds can go tweet, tweet, but it ain't exactly the White Album. I mean, they can't even make a good cheeseburger, for Christ's sakes. They have no art, no cuisine, no pleasure. Animals are nice to look at, but you wouldn't want to be one. Except maybe a cat. I could be a cat.
Everybody wants to be a cat. Well, we can make a hole and the laser can go through the hole. Woohoo! We also have a jammer. That doesn't get me very far. Doesn't get me very anywhere. I think I probably want to jam that from that side, so we have the jammer through there. And then bring you with... if I do that... Can I grab you through the hole? I can. I can jam you from that side, bring you through further. Can't do anything else with you right now. I need the jammer again. Jam, bring through. Stick you down. And we're through.
I keep thinking, why puzzles? Is it just their symbolic value because of our history? Because the thing about puzzles is they can be solved. But if this is about testing us, what are we being tested for? It can't just be about spatial reasoning.
Our curiosity? Our persistence?
You're assuming that this place follows a coherent logic. My impression is that it's full of contradictions.
Those are laser tracks again. Up there. Huh. What's this other question mark that I see on my screen? It's a cliff. It's a triangle puzzle. Fine, guess I'm doing this now. Why are there a bunch of grooves in the ground? What's that puzzle name? Keeping connections. Yes. We have a connector, we have a driller. Red. Red. Another connector there. I can't quite get to right now. What am I trying to achieve? Red over here. Alright. I could put you through. But it's not exactly gonna get me very far. I kind of need a good angle on this. I'm not sure how I'm going to get one. Because we've got no... yeah, there's nothing on this side. See that from here. Yeah, I keep pressing the wrong button. Right click. Right, now I have that. But I would need the driller to be in 2 places at once to do that. And it isn't. So... laser still can't go through bars. So that's no good. Actually, I can keep the connections and then just put you through. Yeah. That works fine. That lets me grab you and you. I want to keep this gate open. There we go. I can take you through. And I have a second connector. Do I necessarily want to do that, though? So I need an angle over here. Okay, I think what I actually want to do is... keep that like that and put you right there. Take that. Stick you, it doesn't overly matter as long as you're pointing at that. Point all the way over there. Put you there-ish. away, let the laser through, and we're there.
That was really kind of excellent.
Oh, thank you. Jump around the pool. Private message. I've relayed your responses to my friends and they've reached certain conclusions regarding your character. Would you like to hear them? I suppose. Now, you're new, so let me fill you in. Your arrival marks the moment of New Jerusalem's maturity, and there are differences of opinion about what it ought to become. Naturally, there are people working quietly behind the scenes in an advisory capacity, trying to guide our city to prosperity. People who know things which could only scare or confuse the average citizen. I have 5 such friends who expressed to me their interest in getting to know you. I can't yet tell you their names, but I can tell you a little about them. The first is an engineer by trade, tends to see the world as a puzzle to be solved. The second is a scholar of some repute, thinks the big questions have answers in our code. The third is hard to pin down, a practitioner, let's say, of the esoteric arts. The fourth is a member of the political establishment, and the fifth, well, the less I say about them, the better for everyone. So, is there someone you think would make a good match? Problem with you is your natural resistance to categorization. You either have no concrete opinions at all, or they're just so complex that no one else can understand them. Nevertheless, 2 of my friends have experienced interest in getting to know you, but there's a catch. You're going to have to answer one final question. A tie-break, if you like. So here it is, the ultimate question. Spikes or goo? What? That is a rather ridiculous question. Is this a question about which I would rather not fall in a pit of? A pit of spikes or a pit of goo? Pretty sure aperture science has both. Spikes. It's clear from your answer you value precision and concreteness, so I'd like to connect you with my friend in engineering. You two share the same analytical perspective. Happy for me to put you in touch. The engineer. That is kind of the one that I was interested in anyway, so yes. Okay, I'll send an introduction in due course. Get involved behind the scenes. Achievement. Oh, the engraving has been noted down for me. I didn't even have to take a note of it. Taking a reference photo, in case you want to figure this out later. 2478. Maybe I should go back and have another look at 2. Here's 4. Who is back this way? One. So yeah, here's 2. Anything special about it? Well, it has a laser, but there's no way I can redirect it. I don't think there's any way to do much of anything from here. I don't see anything much from out the window. We have the driller. I don't see any way to get it out of here. Yep, not seeing anything too special about that right now. Let's just go do 3. Seems laserable. Backup. Red connector, red emitter, green. We need green. Blue. Also exists. Well, I can bring that connector through there. And maybe even make a connection with that. Anything through here? Sure. There's access to another connector through here. Give connector. And I can do something very similar over here. Get an RGB converter. If I bring this way, I can do nothing. How about on the other side? Still nothing. Okay, sure. Let's just go around the long way. That keeps that open and lets me remove that, so I can instead use this over here. Now I have access to both colours at the same time, which is what I need to get green. Slightly to the left.
You know something that's weird about these puzzles? They're not replicas of the simulation puzzles, like the ones in the museum.
Wasn't there an artist who did an exhibition a few years ago that involved new puzzles of some kind?
That was Barzai. It was called Trials of an Imagined Past. I tried to get you to come along. You thought it would be boring.
Were they similar?
No, not at all.
Was it boring?
I thought it was interesting.
What have we here? Don't know. It's a hidden-looking switch. In other news, connector. Now where's this going? What colour do I want? Because I think I could send any of the 3 colours down this way. It bounces off of there. I think I have a better idea about you now, possibly. I definitely do have a better idea about you now. This connects to a random thing in the middle of nowhere. Well, what do you need? Connector, green. A promising sign. Something else this way? Oh, this looks like another triangle. Uh-huh. Loop. I just need a second object through here. We have one. There's a fan. Okay. Open that up. So this could theoretically send something all the way through there. Why would I want that? Send the cube through this way. I could send the connector through. Yeah, that seems fine, because I can connect just as easily from this side. Good stuff. Now I have a cube instead of a connector. I think I can do stuff with the cube over here. Yeah, this is looking very promising. Hold there. Shove the cube through. All the way through. Put a hole right there. Now I have the cube back here again. 2 objects.
Any progress on the particle clouds, Melville? It's pretty clear they're integral to how all of this functions.
I've gathered a lot of data, but I still have a lot of numbers to crunch before I can give you an answer. And I can't guarantee that my answer won't be another question. I'm glad we don't get headaches.
Terminal. The New Theology. From The New Theology by George Bernard Shaw. The object of the whole evolutionary process is to realize God. That is to say, instead of the old notion that creation began with a God, a personal being who, being perfect, created something lower than himself, the aim of the new theology is to turn that process the other way and conceive of the force behind the universe as working up through imperfection and mistake to create a perfect, organized being having the power of fulfilling its highest purposes. In a sense, there is no God as yet achieved, but there is that force at work making God, struggling through us to become an actual organized existence, enjoying what to many of us is the greatest conceivable ecstasy, the ecstasy of a brain, an intelligence, actually conscious of the whole and with an executive force capable of guiding it to a perfectly benevolent and harmonious end. That is what we are working to. That is a very long sentence you have there. From Lives of the First Companions by Randolph. After these events, Nimia decided to consult the writings of the ancients, but while philosophy and religion interested her, it was art in all its forms that came as a revelation. To her delight, she discovered that meaning was not something constructed purely out of logic or will, but it could also be found in stories. But even when the characters and events of a story were not factual, they had a validity and weight as if they were somehow real after all. She was astonished that such a profound experience was freely available to all humans, but concerned that too few took advantage of it. So she set out to enrich the inner lives of her fellow citizens by promoting the arts, starting with the legacy of Gehenna. Nimia sounds nice. I would love to meet her one day. She must know more about New Jerusalem art history than anyone. When we do, remind me how to pronounce her name. The default settings in the language libraries are wrong. Well, what chance do I have then? From the introduction to Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes. Nature, the art whereby God has made and governs the world, is by the art of man, as in many other things. So in this also imitated that it can make an artificial animal. For seeing life is but a motion of the limbs, the beginning whereof is in some practical part within. Why may we not say that all automata, engines that move themselves by springs and wheels as does a watch, have an artificial life? For what is the heart but a spring, and the nerves but so many springs, and the joints but so many wheels, giving motion to the whole body, such as was intended by the artificer? Art goes yet further, imitating that rational and most excellent work of nature, man. For by art is created that great Leviathan called a commonwealth or state, in Latin civitas, which is but an artificial man, though of greater stature and strength than the natural, for whose protection and defence it was intended, and in which this sovereignty is an artificial soul, as giving life and motion to the whole. Lastly, the pacts and covenants by which this body poetic were first made, set together and united, resemble that fiat, or the letters make man, pronounced by God in the creation. It's obvious that Hobbes has read a Stratton and is extrapolating the Talos principle to the level of the state, but unlike Stratton, all he wishes for at the end of the day is a powerful ruler to control this machine, to tell him what to do. That was a lot of words. Where's that thingamy? 2, 4, 7, 8. So I need 2. I need 3 again to turn it back off. Okay, here's 2. And 2 on. Turn off. All on. Fixing through the forest. Seven. Where's the sign for 7? Down there. Sign for 7. And 8. Eight back down here. Eight. Sounded extremely promising, didn't it? Okay, you're the needs green. Hello, Byron.
Hey there, 1K.
What do you make of the Sphinx?
I don't know what she is, ontologically speaking, but those questions she asked reinforce my belief that we're being tested, or perhaps analyzed.
That's all. die. Yoink.
Every answer leads to another question. The last answer leads to the first question.
Huh. Unusually prominent reader. Nothing to even read, only to listen.
While exploring the forest, I came across a sight of primal force. A beautiful stag, standing on a hill silhouetted against the setting sun. It appeared like a messenger from some divine natural power, perhaps from Gaia herself. Even to a being such as myself, less susceptible to manipulation by instincts and hormones, it was clearly a moment of revelation. In such moments, we are told to avert our eyes. But what if we do not? What will we discover if we look more closely? If we could speak to the stag, what wisdom would it have to offer? The answer is none. The stag is an animal of overwhelming stupidity, driven only by fear, hunger, and lust. There is no abyss for us to plunge into behind this revelation. Rather, the revelation is as flat and unreal as the plywood walls of a film set.
Low fan. Can also jump onto walls, a classic. Okay, what am I doing exactly with this connector? I can connect to the blue, but where would I even send it? How do I even open this? What if I put you on the button? It removes the wall. Okay, so I could lift the laser up and send it where precisely? Up there. Okay. I can do that. Probably. I can probably do that. I want to connect that and that. Need a hole right there, and we're through. Simple enough. The Progenitor Portrait Series. Hi everyone, this is the latest in my portrait series. I've always had a deep respect for the progenitor, Alexandra Drennan. She didn't just create the founder and save humanity, she also tried to instill us with a sense of beauty and wonder. It was good to be human, Alexandra Drennan. As usual, please keep in mind that we should focus on engagement with the work. Don't ask yourself whether it's good or bad, but how it makes you feel. Beautiful work, Rio Dame. Gives me a bittersweet, wistful feeling. She must have been a great person. To me, it really captures her bravery in the face of what the cosmos had thrown at her. It's well done, but I'm not sure it's appropriate for us to depict the progenitor in this way. You're right, she was extraordinary of course, but she was a human being like any of us. I don't think you could say the progenitor was like any of us, that's saying the founder was like any of us. You're new to this world, so I understand your ignorance, but it would be for the best if you were a little more respectful. The founder created the girl, she created you. Keep it civil. What 1K was trying to explain was that the progenitor and the founder weren't some different class of being. They were made of the same stuff as we are. It doesn't take away from what they accomplished or how incredible they were. It just means that humans could be truly amazing. Here lived a race of giants. Yep, that is what I was going for. Puzzle number 5. This away. Back past the Sphinx statue. Duet. Drillers upon drillers. What can I even reach from here? Anything? Don't really see much of anything. I can't drill straight through the tree. Trying to get over there. Okay, I can do something. You, I want to hold there, I think. Not sure why I want to hold there. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Maybe a bit further over. There. I can reach the switch from here. And jam. What do I want jammed? I think that jammed would be nice if I can do it. Okay, shift U. Can't make a hole there. That. I think that's going to achieve too much, though. Yeah, no. I need the jammer way over there. That seems doable. Hold on. Drop you right there. Climb ladder. Put the hole back where it came from. Now I can take you and do very little with you because there's a barrier right there. What was the point of that? Not sure there was a point to that. What if I do this? Does that get me an angle? It does. Jam through the hole. Can I move that instead of have that be jammed? No. I'm gonna move that from out of there. Another driller. And with you, I can... not drill through that. Anything with that. I feel like I need the jammer out of here. But I'm not sure how I do that. Not sure that's possible. Yeah, okay. Can do that through there. Climb ladder. Jam that like that. Need extra thing out there. So what if I did back and forth, grab you, stick you back through. Hop back over! Point you... nowhere in particular quite yet, actually. I want a hole here. And through. Jam that again. I think I can get you out as well. Yeah, I can get both of them out. Cool. The missing part of the puzzle that I needed. You there, jump that hole. And just put you down there. Round and through and activate. Next on the list is number 6, which is not this way, but there's another question mark.